Well, what is going on, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer live on the Blue and Gold YouTube channel on a Friday afternoon. Hope everyone is doing well, whether you are watching live, watching back, or listening to the podcast version of this special Friday afternoon call-in show. Ooh. Some recruiting news on a Friday. Notre Dame maybe has found that mystery wide receiver everyone's talking about. No longer a mystery. We have a update on Madden Faremo over at blueandgold.com. Things you just love to see. Let's go check out Blue and Gold. Look at this. Update on Madden Faremo. Notre Dame offering a Tulane wide receiver commit. Uncle Mike, thank you. It's pretty cool. It's been pretty cool. So we're going to be talking for about an hour. Some Notre Dame football, some Notre Dame recruiting, whatever is on your mind. Mr. Dorito, Jay Love was just at my school 30 minutes ago to talk to us about finance. That's pretty sick. I love Jeremiah Love. What a stud. What an absolute stud. Folks, here is the call-in right here. 605, I believe this is South Dakota. It's not where I live, folks, but call it in. 605-313-5550, and then it's going to ask you for an access code, and it is this right here. I know it's working because my boy Luis is already in the lobby waiting for me, okay? So we'll get to him in just a moment. Folks, please, whether you're watching live, you're watching back, hit the thumbs up on this video, and of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new here. blueandgold.com is, of course, your home for all things Notre Dame football and recruiting. Basketball season 2. Got you covered on that. Jack Sobel on the men's side, Tyler Horka covering the women. They do a great job covering Notre Dame basketball as well. And if you're listening via podcast, we would very much appreciate if you left us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. All right. We'll go over to my boy Luis. Let's see. I haven't done this in a minute. Let's see if I can get him in. My boy Luis, what's going on?
And what's up, Mike? Hey, first of all, I want to say congratulations on your newborn. That's a blessing in disguise. That's something that a lot of people don't realize how fortunate they are, and I just want to congratulate you and your wife on that, first and foremost.
Appreciate you, Luis.
Yep. How's the sleep going, though?
It's good. It's been going pretty good. Last night, man, I feel like I didn't help the wife at all. She didn't really, the baby just slept real well, and then my mother-in-law showed up, so she took the baby then. So I slept great last night, man. But it depends on the day, but it's overall we got a great baby, dude.
Amen to that, my boy. Amen to that. Now let's get to business real quick.
All right, let's get to business.
I love the schedule because guess what? We get to go to Miami, get our run back on that. Let's kick their ass now. Let's show what Notre Dame's about, and then we're gonna come back home, handle Texas A&M, and our SEC can shut up about that. And then we're gonna go to Arkansas and whip on them again, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna be undefeated by the end of September, October, wherever the days are. But we're gonna show them why we get the schedule that we get and why we independent. And everybody's gonna realize that we're putting that fight back to Notre Dame. We're putting that Fighting Irish name. We're putting that respect behind our name, and respect Notre Dame when you talk about us again.
Luis, you got to get yourself fired up, bro. You need a coffee or something, man. I don't know.
No, bro, I'm running on energy, on 5-hour Russian coffee at the moment, my boy. But I'm just excited about what we're doing. I'm happy on what Riley Leonard's doing. I believe that Denbrock and Riley are finally cooking together. They're putting the seasoning into all the ingredients this season. and now we're starting to show out what we're all about. And I think we're going to make a very deep run on this playoffs.
Deep run. Okay. Hold on. Let's get to that in a second.
Final four.
Let's get to that in a second. So this 2025 schedule, bro. At Miami, got Texas A&M at home. At Arkansas, you get Boise at home, USC, and then you got, those middle of the road ACC teams. Of course, you have Navy too, Purdue, NC State, Syracuse, Boston College, Pitt. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. So it looks like Notre Dame still needs one more game for next season. So you're liking this slate? I feel like this is a really good. I mean, Miami, A&M, Boise, USC, at Arkansas. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is not new. It's new for some of you. You know what I mean? But we were doing this back in 2005. I mean, in 90, in the early 2000s, in the 2010s. This was our schedule before we had Dunford over there. Brian Kelly come over here and Melilla the schedule because he couldn't recruit. He didn't want to recruit. That was his whole problem. But we had this schedule. This is nothing new for real Notre Dame fans. This is not nothing new. You know what I mean? This is going back to what we used to do. You know what I mean? And let's go back to those ways of not afraid to play anybody, any place, anytime. You know what I mean? This is what Marcus is about, and this is why we're showing all the recruits out there why you should come to Notre Dame. Don't think about it. Come. Be part of something special. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out. Here comes the fighting Irish.
All right, Luis, why do you think Notre Dame's going to make the Final Four?
Riley Leonard, Denbrock, and Jeremiah Love.
What about the defense? What about the defense?
Oh man, bro, I'm not taking the defense for granted, but them boys are stellar, bro. They come and show up after that whole press conference that our captain why am I forgetting his name? What's the name?
You talking about Kaiser? Cross, Mills.
Cross. Yeah, Cross, when he was over there, and I was really upset on how he went up there and be like, oh, we'll use the fans but as our motivation. No, you're a captain. Act like a captain. You better go up there and play every day. That's what you expected. But I believe in our defense. I think we got a great defense. I think Marcus Freeman is showing why he was doing all these recruiting from 2022. And then you want to just let him coach the defense side of it. You're seeing what Marcus Freeman's guys are doing. Now we just got to get our offense. And since this is his second year as a coach, you know what I mean? He wasn't really, it's not his third year, his first year as an offensive coach. Now you're starting to see his kids come up and start to play the way we need to play. And I really believe that now we're starting to cook, bro. And I think these guys are finally getting together. Riley Leonard needed an extra bye week just to season up even a couple more teams. But we're looking good, bro. We're looking real, real good.
So what seed do you think Notre Dame's going to get, Luis? Like you think 7, 8, or like more like the 9, 10 range? What do you think?
6 to 5. I really believe that.
5 or 6?
They're going to knock themselves out. 5 or 6. 5 or 6.
Ooh.
And we're going to host again in South Bend, and it's going to be cold. So you have everybody come with their jackets, blankets, and warmers and seat warmers and whatever you need, because we're going to send your asses back home crying. That's what we're going to do.
I like it. All right. What else is on your mind, Luis? Anything? I got no one else in the queue, so we can talk as long as you want, brother.
Oh. So let me know, man. So, Meadows. I told you, recruiting, I really hope we get this kid, man, because I've always said it since the summer, man. Signing day ain't over in July. Signing day is over in December.
Right.
And I know that this kid loves Notre Dame. And man, we're gonna show why we stayed on this kid, you know. Unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. Dude's night gone. All right, we'll move on. But we got Grub. And Grub, let's start cooking, bro. Let's start recruiting that class that we needed for 2026. And we need to stack that up, and then so what I want to know, what's going on with CJ? How's he doing?
CJ Carr?
Yeah.
Dude, he's a true freshman who's, you know, doing scout team or he's got an elbow dinged up. I don't know. It's like all I've heard about CJ has been very positive from Notre Dame sources, but that is like how CJ Carr is progressing right now is like number 812 on my importance chart right now, to be completely honest with you, brother.
So why don't you think that we're going to So my question to you: what do you believe? Because I really think we're going to be really good next year.
Yeah.
Our offensive line is going to be stellar. I think if we go and just grab a couple of defensive tackles to help out our linebackers in our secondary, our secondary is gonna be good next year. We're gonna have Jared Player come in, and I don't know, but I'm not counting what's his name, the kid that decommitted and went to Michigan. I have a feeling that kid might just come back home. He might realize, oh no, I need to go back to Notre Dame.
I wish. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I like him a lot, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
What? Will you tell him to give me a call, and I'll give him why he needs to go to Notre Dame, and he'll think about it.
Oh man.
If we have to show these kids why Notre Dame is special, then let's do that. But as fans, though, let's not be afraid to be. I just hate the fact that I've been get hit up to join a couple of podcasts about SEC country, and they're like, we don't play nobody, bro. Y'all barely playing people. We've been playing that schedule. This year just didn't go our favor. But you know what? Notre Dame's coming back, guys, and I'm really proud of our Irish, and I'm really proud of Marcus Freeman. And I'm telling you right now, man, we need to sign him for a long extension contract before Dumbo at Ohio State realizes that he's about to get fired, and they're going to want to get our guy. You know what I mean? No. Brian Day, your days are counted, but don't even look on our side because we got Marcus Freeman locked down. We need to just sign him permanently.
Luis, good to hear your voice, man. Appreciate you calling in.
For sure. You enjoy.
All right, take it
easy. That,
Luis, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Love the optimism. We need the optimism. So we're going to go from high energy, high optimism. What word did I just say? I think I just made up a word. High optimism to Mark with glasses. Hi, Mark.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, I got a hot take, and then I've got a recruiting question for you.
Okay, Mark.
All right, my
What's up?
Hot take, and remains to be seen if we'll see how it plays out. But you know the theory in Raiders of the Lost Ark where they say,
I don't answer those questions. You know better than that.
Jones.
I don't answer these questions.
What?
Never mind. Just keep going.
You know the theory about the Indiana Jones movie where it doesn't matter if he's even in the movie, the result will be the same. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
I don't respond to questions about movies.
Well, my question is, as it is right now, 7-1, the vast majority of everybody doesn't have any confidence if we make the playoffs of having any success.
Luis does.
And, you can say, the injuries play a part of that, but, nobody's blaming the injuries on NIU. So if, we brought Leonard in to be a difference maker and it ends up 10-2, meaningless bowl game, like, we did 10-3 with Hartman, like, would you agree it was a waste?
A waste to have gone and gotten him?
Yeah, I mean, like since our loss, our average wins by 30 points. I think we could win, without him. Like maybe the loss.
It's such a hindsight thing. It's like a weak thing. No, I wouldn't have regretted going out and getting one of the top quarterbacks in the transfer portal if you didn't believe in your current roster to win. You like the goal, Mark, would you say, is to win a national championship? Would you agree?
But my point is
so if they don't think that their roster, like guys on their roster, can win them a national championship, they should go get someone who can help them win a national championship. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But no, I would have no issues. Maybe you can have a debate about, if Goolsby's thought on they could have got someone like Cam Ward. We can have that discussion about why picking Leonard. But I mean, generally speaking, no. I think it was a good choice to go to the portal.
Yeah, and it remains to be seen. I think there's like this overinflation of Riley Leonard right now because these last few games are against teams that stink. So it's like,
man, these takes I remember from my post game press conferences as Coach Tim Hyde. I mean, this is just you never change.
The 6-game win streak, he's averaging 250 yards a game, 18 touchdowns, only 1 pick. So like, you look at the stats, it's really good. Purdue, Miami, Ohio, and Stanford stinks. Georgia Tech's 5-4, and Louisville's going to be 5-4 tomorrow. So it's like,
well, what do you want Notre Dame to like? What do you want them to do differently, Mark? Do you want them to go yell at Georgia Tech for having a bad record? Like these schedules, for the most part, were set years ago. Like, what do you want them to like?
My point being, he was brought in to be the difference maker. So like, we need to make the playoffs, or it was all a waste of time.
Well, they're on track to make the playoff, Mark, and then they're potentially on track to host as well. So
yeah, that's why I said it remains to be seen. And I think they do make the playoffs. I'm just saying, if there's something disastrous in these next few games, then it was all for nothing. Because like,
Mark, what's the recruiting question?
You don't like my hot take.
No, it's your take is, if they don't make the playoff, this was a bad season. Like, okay, Mark.
Yeah, and then next year we're starting over. So I guess like, progress delayed is progress denied. And if this season's all for nothing, and we did the 1-year rental and it doesn't work out, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, so.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't believe it's Angeli or Minchie, right, and they're kind of banking on Carr for 2025, then this was the correct move, right? If they didn't think those were the guys, and like Carr is the guy, or Minchie, or maybe they just, whether they don't believe in some of them, or they're like, hey, they're 1 year away, you do what you did, and you bring back all these pieces on defense. You had to make a run this year. Schedule was favorable. You just, you crept the bed against NIU. So,
yeah, I guess just this offseason we heard how good the QB room is, and
it's still a really deep. I mean, it's a talented quarterback room. I mean, I stand by. Leonard starting the season was not as good as I thought, but we talked all off season about those injuries, that he had. Like, that's going to hurt the start of his season, and it did. What's your recruiting question, Mark?
So like the narrative that's been going around again, and it was all over the place after Deuce decommitment, but like, it's going around again with Notre Dame's not willing to like spend big in NIL. Like, what do you know about that with what you know? Obviously,
they do well with NIL. Like, someone asked me on the message board to like rank so-and-so schools and how much they spent. I don't know, but I can tell you that Notre Dame is competitive in NIL. They had Derek Meadows trending away from them in the summer, and then really made things interesting because, or in large part due to an NIL push. They're doing well. They're doing well in NIL. I don't think that they are losing recruitments due to like NIL alone. Now, earlier in the NIL saga, right, back in 2022 or 2021, whenever that was, there were some of those, but now it's kind of leveled out a little bit, where it's not as wild west in most recruitments, and Notre Dame is spending more or more involved in NIL when prospects are still prospects, if that makes sense. So yeah, they're doing fine with NIL. They're probably not a top 5 spender or something, but yeah, they do well.
Right. All right, I'll try to think of a better hot take since my hot take fell flat. Thanks, Mike.
All right, see you, Mark. I got Ryan Roberts. What's up, Ryan? I mean, Ryan. Ryan, I've asked you to come on the show, brother, multiple times. Let me keep thinking. I do think I could make that work, Ryan. Let's first hear from our sponsor over at Augie's Locker Room. One of a kind, unique spot for Notre Dame items. It's Augie's Locker Room. That is at a new location as of last October, located at 1733 North Ironwood Drive in South Bend, right down the street from Notre Dame. So if you're in town, you got to make time for Augie's Locker Room to check out their wide selection of Notre Dame Stadium pieces, jerseys, helmets, autographs, one-of-a-kind Rockney items, and exclusive Joe Montana signed items, as well as famous sculptor Jerry McKenna's replicas of the bronze statues that you will find around the stadium. Auggie gets new stuff in all the time. I haven't done an Auggie ad read in a while. This is all new stuff for me. Man, I'm just going to keep scrolling and enjoy all the unique memorabilia that Auggie has. Again, this is one of a kind. So much of this is just one of one. And if Auggie doesn't have something in store, he's going to go out and find it for you. So visit Auggie at 1733 North Ironwood Drive in South Bend and see the vintage helmet display dating back to 1890. Augie's got some amazing stuff. You're going to want to check it out. So visit augieslockerroom.com. Click on the online store, and then you can check out what he has here that I'm showing on the screen and more. Or give him a call, 574-277-6363. That's 574-277-6363. Maybe next time, Ryan. You can always call in, brother. I'll take your call. What's going on, Sing? How's the baby? Baby's doing great. I could hear the baby crying downstairs. Not at this moment, but she was. She's doing great, brother. Appreciate you asking. All right. Restart. Just had a Windows update pop across the screen. All right, let's take a new caller here. What's going on, 574?
Yeah, this is Ryan.
What's up, Ryan?
Not Ryan Roberts.
Ryan from South Bend, I'm guessing, with that area code?
Originally, I've been traveling. I was in Phoenix. Been kind of going all over the place.
Well,
so,
if you got the 574, we're calling you Ryan from South Bend. What's going on?
That's perfect. All right. Well, question for you. What's your take at the future for the interior D-line with Cross Mills going to the draft?
Future. Let's pull up the let me pull up the scholarship chart. Let's take a look at it together. The interior.
My take
go ahead. Let's hear
it. My take is that's the biggest need for the transfer portal is interior D-line.
Let me pull up some notes. Give me un momento. Okay, let's see. My cap locks are on. All right, let's see. Tight end is one. I think they potentially could go. Okay. Interior D-line, the last I was told, I asked about this, was one. Now, I don't know if it's a 100% thing that they're going to get interior defensive lineman, but it was being discussed. But the Jalen Wiggins kid, the Florida commit in the high school ranks, he is... If they get him, I think it's a little less likely, but this is something I haven't checked on in a few weeks, to be completely honest with you, Ryan. But you return Anye. Would Gabriel Rubio come back for another season? Armel Mukum looks the part. Goolsby loves him from Sean Sevillano. Devin Houston is a really intriguing guy. So if you return Anye and Rubio, Heinisch, of course, you actually have some experienced guys who have played a lot of football, with Mukum and Anye potentially being like impact guys on the interior defensive line. And then you got some like a Sean Sevillano. Like, again, Goolsby loves him. Could he be a guy next year as that nose tackle? It's intriguing. It's intriguing. I know like Cole Mullins is listed as a D end. I believe he's kind of sliding inside. If he already hasn't. So I don't know. I think it's something that Notre Dame will evaluate, like I talked about. But I mean, Onyé Rubio,
Vibes on Onyé
Luka
hasn't been
Heinisch.
given me any confidence the way that the PR has been with Onyé.
Yeah, I see it. I'm just just from like an experience standpoint, it's like you go to the portal. What are we going to get RJ Oben part 2? That's kind of like my part of my thought that can scare me for going to the portal.
Well, yeah, we're good on the edge. I think the future is bright there if we can stay healthy.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So
the edges are solid.
To answer your question, it's something that again, as of like 3-4 weeks ago, I was told that Notre Dame is considering. It might depend on the if they get Wiggins, but I do believe Notre Dame will end up taking. Hold on, give me a second here. Let's see. Just going through some of my notes. On like the
Have we heard anything on Brennan Vernon, by the way?
Vernon, no, nothing at all. So last I was told,
pretty highly touted recruit.
Yeah, hasn't
really hearing crickets on him.
Crickets, brother, crickets. So Notre Dame's at 23 high school commits. Dude, they could get up to like 27, and then traditionally Notre Dame is doing around 30 high school, 30 total players. So whether that's like 22 high school, 8 portal, 25 high school, 5 portal. So it might be a smaller portal, might be like 3-4 guys. So we'll see if the interior defense lineman's one of them.
Yeah, you'll get your kicker and
right.
Yeah, if interior D line isn't the biggest portal need, then what do you think is?
Good question. I think they might. These are questions, to be completely honest, I haven't thought about. I would say, and yes, someone just said Gobira. Do we still have him on this chart? Do we still have Gobira on this chart?
Gobira is gone.
I know he is. I'm just looking at my scholarship chart because we still have Jaden Mickey on here. I think.
Oh, sorry.
DB. Gotcha. Like you lose Jordan Clark, Ben Morrison. You already lost Jaden Mickey. So Christian Gray, Leonard Moore, Carson Hobbs is solid. Chance Tucker, I mean, is a veteron guy, but I would assume he's
Mark
getting
Zachary
his
coming in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right. Chance Tucker, I'm assuming is getting his degree and going to bounce, but maybe another nickel, unless Carson Hobbs kind of emerges there. Could they go to safety when you lose Watts? You have Schuler and someone next to him. I would.
Dallas Golden could play nickel.
I love Dallas Golden. I just, relying on true like to project out like this time next year with true freshmen can be tough. But yes, love Dallas Golden. He's a freak show. So I would think DB, potentially receiver, right? I mean, they have talent there, but you could be.
You'll need one receiver at least.
One.
They need to go find them a dude at that place.
Right. So you're losing obviously Mitchell, Collins, Harrison on top. Deion Coles, you gotta imagine goes. Jaden Thomas could be back next year. I think Notre Dame would really need to sell him on like, hey, you could be the number 1 guy. And then but I mean the young guys with 3 and 4 eligibility. Well, I should say 2 and 3 after this, like your Great House phase on, and then go into the 2024 receiver class. You do have, some guys that can step up. So, but I would say, again, kind of a long answer. Interior D line, I think like a nickel, and then receiver would be the 3 I would watch right now.
Okay, cool,
sweet. Ryan from South Bend. I like it. Brother. Good call. Oh, shit. Clicked the wrong button. All right, well, he hung up. Ryan from South Bend, everybody. Oops. Just doxed some people. It's my bad, chat. All right. Here's Lotis. Don't make me regret this, Lotis. What's going on, brother?
Oh, you want to dox me first and hang up on me?
Yeah, that's my bad, dude. That's my bad. What's going on?
No, first of all, congrats on the kiddo, man. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you, Lotis.
Second of all, I was going to say, Brian from South End hit on some good points. But I was going to say, number one, why don't you think we've seen Sean Silvano play at all this year? We've had some garbage time he could have mopped up in, I think.
Has he not played a snap?
I don't think he has.
Let me pull up PFF.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. Go to Notre Dame. Oh, I'm not logged in on this. I'm not logged in on PFF on this computer. Oh, never mind. We're logging in, brother. Let's see. Sean Sevillano. All right, let's see. Snaps by position. Zip. Zilch. I don't know. I'm sure they have a good reason. That's all I would say, man. I'm sure they have a reason. But yeah, he hasn't played.
Go ahead, Simon.
I'm just saying that he hasn't played. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't played. Don't know.
Actually, I'm about to jump into another meeting here, so I just wanted to call and say one other thing. Has there been I was watching a Jacksonville State play the other night, and I saw the cornerback that we had took in from Rhode Island that was there, whose name slips my mind right now.
Antonio Carter. Yeah.
Antonio Carter. And I was thinking, man, that was a pretty big disappointment in the portal. But on that same note, so is R.J. Oben. And I can't think of, other than maybe having Coach Tim to talk here about, but has there been anybody else that's been like that much of a disappointment where we had all that hype for R.J. Oben and just nothing this season?
In terms of portal?
Yeah.
Dude. It's pretty bad. All right, so let me pull this up.
I feel bad for the kid.
I know.
It's hard to
so
watch.
Antonio Carter was definitely so far it's a pretty big bust. I would say everyone else, yeah, I wouldn't put near that. Kane Madden, I mean, he still started. I mean, I guess RJ Oben has, but that one didn't work out very well. Brandon Joseph, yeah, but not to RJ Oben level, in my humble opinion.
I remember
Caleb Smith
Freeman
didn't even get here.
Joe Alt, and Joe Alt was saying that was the best defensive end he went against all year, and then just nothing.
Chris Smith, did he? I don't think he did a whole lot, but I think RJ Oben would be the number one. Mitchell, I mean, again, at least Mitchell's contributing now. I would, yeah, Oben, yeah, Brandon Joseph is hyped up as they come, and who's the other one I just said? Name's escaping me, but yeah, the RJ Oben thing, it might be the biggest disappointment of the season in terms of guys on the roster, because obviously you could say that IU loss would be the biggest disappointment of the season, but in terms of the roster, it would be Oben for me.
All right, brother, I got to jump into a meeting, but congratulations again. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
All right, Lotis. Thanks, bro. Lotis was my first caller on a call-in show I did recently, and it was not great. It was not great. I was like, bro, what are you doing? But good call, Lotis. We do have an open queue, folks. I'm going to be live for another 20, 25 minutes. Unless the calls are dry and we don't have any. Right now, we keep clicking the wrong button. So we'll stay on that. All right. Hear from our sponsors over at Rhoback. Best fit, best feel. That's how you got to describe Rhoback, folks. Let me remove this real quick. For those who are not familiar with Rhoback, they're completely changing the game with their incredibly comfortable activewear, and they have a new licensed game day collection, and it's tremendous. You see, I'm rocking the Notre Dame Stadium polo, which I'm telling you, folks, I am like a t-shirt shorts guy all the time. I'm not, you don't catch me just wearing polos around the house except for Rhoback. I'm telling you, the most comfortable, the best clothing you'll ever wear. Rhoback is tremendous with novel polo designs, clean hoodies, Q-zip designs for some of your favorite schools, of course, being Notre Dame. Rhoback is worth checking out. Nobody else in the market is pairing this level of custom design with this quality of activewear. And you got Rhoback's everyday shorts make the perfect pairing. Super comfortable, have an elastic waistband and great fabric that is made to have the appearance of a nice short, but the comfort of an athletic short. And Rhoback has proudly been leading the NIL charge, having signed partnerships with past Notre Dame stars like Audrey Estime, Kyle Hamilton, Michael Mayer, and then current athletes Riley Leonard and Ben Morrison, among many other big-time college football players. Rhoback is the go-to brand for college athletes. And when you use the promo code BlueGold20 on Rhoback.com, you will get a generous 20% off if you're a new customer. When you go to the website, you can see down here, it's save 15% off. For you guys, 20% off all performance, polos, shorts, and more using that promo code BlueGold20. I have this Fighting Irish polo. Oh, forgot to wear this. Hoodie Singer. Hoodie Singer didn't make a comeback. I'm looking at my my closet. I can't. It better be in there. It better. I'm going to, as soon as the show's over, we're going to make sure I still have this because it was in my closet. Hoodie Singer's got to make a comeback soon. I have this white Q-zip, which is tremendous. And Rhoback, I need this Golden Domer. We gotta get, I might just purchase this for myself for Christmas because this thing is sick. I really want this Golden Domer one. So again, folks, promo code BlueGold20 for a generous 20% off. Ryan, I just had a baby girl 15 days ago. So traveling, I've left the house 4 times in the past 2 weeks. So, brother, I cannot make it to South Bend. But I've seen you tweet that you were going to South Bend. So I hope you have a good time, man. Hope you have a good time. Hope you got a lot of great recommendations as well. The call line is open, 605-313-5550, access code 5049450, and you got to hit the hashtag or pound key. Bring her with you, brother. Not happening. Not happening. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Would love to have it. While I wait for the next call, got to throw this out there for folks who did not watch or listen to my show yesterday with Kyle Kelly. We got to talk about Christmas trees. I know it's off topic. It's off topic. I know. But listen, if you put your Christmas tree up in the month of October, you're a little psychotic. You are. Accept it. You have a screw loose. And it's okay. I still love you, but you got a screw loose. If you put it up between November 1st and Thanksgiving Eve, you're not psychotic. You're just wrong. Also, it's okay. Just accept it. It's okay. I'm not hating on you for it. Just you got to accept that it's wrong. It's okay. It's just wrong. The time to put it up is like, maybe you're like a Thanksgiving lunch person, right? Put it up after Thanksgiving dinner. You put up your Christmas tree. You start doing, Christmas lights. That's good, but you got to do it Thanksgiving Day or on. That like late November, before December, or like first couple days of December. That's the time to do it. That is the correct day / time to do it. Thanksgiving to like December 1st. That's when you do it. That is correct. That's all I got on that. As I filibuster. as I filibuster. Okay. Let's talk a little Notre Dame football recruiting. How long do you keep the tree up? Okay. Jason said, no, we're not talking Notre Dame football recruiting. Talking about, this is a great question. How long do you keep the Christmas tree up? I would say soon as it hits New Year's, you got like a week. If it's past January 8th and you still got it up, it's time to take it down. It's really time to take it down. So we're kind of going reverse order here for my when to put it up. We're going like reverse order. You have until January 8th for me. That's the acceptable window. And then you have from like January 9th to the end of January. I'm okay with it, but accept it. You're wrong. You're wrong. And then if you go past January on the Christmas tree, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe to the channel. It's crazy. Crazy. You can't do it. You just, no. Can't do it. If we're talking February and now you're decorating it with Valentine's, can't be friends. Can't be friends. Let's talk a little Notre Dame football recruiting real quick, folks. Notre Dame offered a Tulane wide receiver commit today, Antoine Parham. Mark, I see you calling. Give me a minute. And here's the thing about Antoine. He doesn't have any like senior film out yet. So I'm like, I really want to see. I feel like see some of his senior stuff a little bit more, but he is big, 6'4", 200 pounds, runs in the 4.6s in the 40-yard dash. He's big, he's physical. And like last week, I remember talking to Notre Dame source, because Notre Dame's been very secretive about who they are going after for these late flips. And I was told that, hey, the fan base may not like it, but that doesn't matter. We're going after who we want to go after. And that's just that. They know, like Notre Dame knows that going after a 3-star Tulane commit, whose next biggest offer is Coastal Carolina, is not going to be popular. It's just one of those things. If you just want to be upset because of they're flipping a kid who's ranked in the 900s, I get it. I get it. But Notre Dame feels confident. And they also know that they're not going to hit on all these evaluations. But you just hope that your hit rate, like Kennedy Urlacher, you guys, for the most part, did not like Kennedy Urlacher. Now everyone is on the Kennedy Urlacher bandwagon. Oh, we love Kennedy Urlacher. You didn't when he was a recruit. You were like, oh, man, it's just nepotism, right? What if his last name wasn't Urlacher? Now you love Kennedy Urlacher, okay? There you go. Did a whole show on it yesterday, Slackbox, with at least some of the names, and then we're reporting on it daily at blueandgold.com. So definitely sign up over there. All right, Mark. Mark with glasses is calling back in. What's up, Mark?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Mike Gundy had some quotes on the difficulties in keeping his best players. And he said something about player retention now is 90% built on money, and negotiating is happening like continuously while the player's there. How much do you think recruiting is money-based now?
How much do I think recruiting is money-based now?
Like, do you think, like, obviously you always hear recruits talk about like the coaches being the priority, but do you think there's players now that don't even take that into their consideration and just go based on money now?
There are some, but I feel like, man, I feel like the ones who push getting more money are not the kids most of the time. That's how I feel. Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of parents or, like a trainer or whatever like that's really pushing that. I feel like the kids want to go where the kids want to go. But like I cover Notre Dame for a living. We don't. It's usually like you don't hear about it being money, like, or it's a big money thing. Like the kids get paid and they get paid well, but from like a Notre Dame perspective, I really don't hear things about money being the be all end all. The 4 for 40 is still a big deal. Like I will always point to Jeremiah Love as a great example of Notre Dame winning an impressive recruiting battle when they weren't even doing a lot in NIL. For that 2023 recruiting class, they weren't paying kids like that. Texas A&M was working on them late. Missouri was working on them late. Schools that are notorious for pushing big money in recruiting. And that kid saw the value of Notre Dame and the 4 for 40, and he picked the Fighting Irish. And now as you would assume, Jeremiah Love does very well in the NIL space, but it wasn't something that was like guaranteed to him coming in as a recruit. So
right.
Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Like,
Mark, I'm going to be completely honest with you too. I hate reporting on NIL. I don't like it. I don't like a whole lot about NIL. I like Jeremiah Love putting out his clothing line, right? Or Ben Morrison partnering with Rhoback and Riley Leonard and like that kind of thing, right? Jeremiah Love going and speaking at Mr. Dorito's school. Or I don't know if he got paid for that, but the players working at Ronald McDonald House thing, like that's NIL. But the pay for play and getting kids in recruiting, I don't like it. So I kind of bury my head in the sand on a lot of it. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I don't like it.
Yeah, it seems like the NIL stuff, it's like nobody ever talks about like specifics. And like with the Notre Dame stuff, like they had the fund website, and then it's like you get on there and you can't even tell what you're even looking at.
But a lot of buzzwords, like, right? A lot of buzzwords. Yeah, I'm like, what do you actually do? What do you do here?
And like the J Love, like with his valuation probably being like maybe one of the highest in the country, like if he returns, I think that goes a long ways to shut a lot of people up that we're not spending money on our players.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't go to the NFL, so I mean, would he transfer to get some huge pay? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, I just feel like he's one of the players that could play anywhere, and if they're able to keep him, it will shut a lot of those people up that don't think that they're paying players.
Mark, I appreciate you calling back in because you saw that I started talking about Christmas trees and I needed a call. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, bye.
All right, 270. What's up, man? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Mark? I'm Sean from Russellville, Kentucky. I just had a quick question. Going into this season, I kind of was thinking that this was one of the best Notre Dame teams that I've seen maybe since the 2012 team. I still think that it has that possibility. Like since the NIU game, we have really turned it around. But I was just wondering now with how well the freshmen and sophomores are playing, like even above what I was expecting, do you think that next year's team could be better than this year's or even the year after that? What are your expectations?
Sean. Is next year's team going to be better? All right. Let's go. Let's just look at this like position by position. You want to do this together, Sean?
Yeah.
Quarterback.
Yep.
Who do you think it'll be next year?
Man, I don't know. And Jelly is actually looked almost like he's regressed a little bit in the last few games. Like he
hasn't
looked
played
kind of
much
mobile
the past
in the
few
Sun
games.
Bowl.
You know, he hasn't played much. The
know.
sack that did end up going for a positive play for the Irish, might I add, didn't like some of the. Oh man, pressure in your face. You don't see it like that. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. It's more of a trend than more of a trend that I would like to admit. Right? It just keeps happening.
It's fair, and when you have these quarterbacks that we've every single season we've had quarterbacks that we just haven't seen in our system. It would be great to have a guy for multiple years who we see.
So who do you think is the guy next year?
Man, I think it'll be in Jelly. I just think Carr probably just needs a little more time. I know that's the popular thing that people really like to say, but I'm probably just going to stick with Jelly. But I could see it changing if things don't go well either.
Bob in the comments said Buckner.
Yeah,
Jay Carr, he sent it to me. It was like 11 o'clock. So I guess Goolsby was doing a video on his all 22 and sent me the video of the Angeli sack. Yeah, I saw it. I would say my response, but it's not safe for work. Listen, I think it's gonna be Carr. Now,
I would be excited.
I think it will be Carr. And is Carr an upgrade over Riley Leonard? I don't know, dog. I don't know.
It depends on the fit, because Riley does fit with this team really well with offensive line issues. And one of the things that makes me more excited for next season is we'll be healthier and more continuity. So I think that'll help a more of a pocket passer like Carr at least.
Pocket passer who can move, but yeah. You know, is he going to throw that much better than Leonard as a sophomore? I don't know.
Yeah.
So you guys can debate. Thoughts on Minchie? Someone asked in the comments. I don't know. I don't buy it as much as Goolsby. He's a really talented kid who has all the tools, it seems. But I still lean Carr from what I hear, what I've heard behind the scenes for the past several months. Seems to be that Carr's being groomed to be the guy. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
So with that as your expectation as the quarterback and knowing the roster, obviously there's going to be a lot going on with the transfer portal. I saw that we're playing Miami week 1 on the road. We still have Texas A&M next year. What would you say is the record right now?
Well, this question kind of remains to be with your first question about comparing the two teams. This is kind of been my thought for a while, that the 2024 season, and I've said this before the year, this is the year that you push to win playoff games, hopefully compete for national title. Like 2024 is the year you do that, and you really buy yourself a rebuild-ish. Not rebuild, maybe reload, right? Where you're like, hey, you have the proof of concept out there. Hey, recruits. Hey, administration. We can do this, right? Give me time. Look what I did. We made it to the playoff. We won a game or two, whatever the case may be. Won their first big postseason game in 3 decades, right? And then in 2025, you have a little bit more of a CJ, or a little bit more of a youth movement, right? You CJ Carr, maybe some young receivers, young tight end, still a fairly young offensive line. On defense, you're going to lose Watts, Morrison, Mills, Kaiser, Cross. I've already said Cross. Like Botelho. I guess Botelho could potentially go back. Who knows? But I feel like next year might be the, hey, 9-3 needs to be a more of an acceptable outcome, or 10-2. Like if we do that with this young of a team, then maybe that's kind of what my thought right now is. But I mean, it's still Notre Dame. Like, this isn't, Arkansas where we need a 7-year rebuild or something. Like, I just said Arkansas because I saw it in the chat a second ago, that particular school. But yeah, you still got to have a good year. But how do we kind of define a good year? Everyone has been saying, I want a homegrown quarterback, right? Give me a down year to make 2026 even better or something like that. Maybe those people get their wish. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So, but I mean, for next year's like record, I just had the future schedule. Hold on, let me pull this up. I mean, with Miami, A&M, Arkansas, Purdue, USC, if what I'm talking about next year's team is accurate, I mean, that could be 10-2. That could be 9-3.
Yeah, but at least maybe next year with a tougher schedule, 10-2 will have a better chance of getting in the playoff at least versus this year with the schedule that we have. It's not looking good.
You say that, but what if
playoffs?
Miami stinks next year, like Florida State stinks this year, right? A&M could be down. Boise could lose their running back, and they could be down. USC could be in a rebuild. You just don't know, brother. Like, on paper, you have Miami, A&M, and USC, but look at this year, right? You have Florida State stinks, USC already has 4 losses, so you just never know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The only thing about next year that makes you excited is Jeremiah Love for third year, obviously. I know running back, we're really deep at running back, so it's a easier position to replace. But that's kind of what was sparing me to think that next year might be a big year.
Yeah.
But I guess 2 years from now makes a lot of sense for more of a go for it type of year.
Yeah. And I could be wrong. Like, if it's like if Jeremiah Love is just like his talent of this year, but times 1.5 or something, like he just takes a huge step, and then your receivers take a nice step. You got Raritan and Flanagan, assuming like Mitch Evans goes to the pros. I can't remember his eligibility off the top of my head, but then you get this offensive line with a Jagason, a Wagner, and Craig comes back, and he's like, you could see a really good offensive line, and then you combine such good talent with a young quarterback, maybe. But I still think that next year's teams takes a step back, especially with the defensive pieces that you lose. The linebackers will be outstanding, but D-line, you have a Bryce Young, you have hopefully a Boubacar Traore who returns and is healthy, and he's as good as we thought, or as good as he looked before. Adon Schuler, Christian Gray, Leonard Moore. Like, there's definitely some good young pieces, but it could still be a season where you do take some lumps. And yes, folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. So that's my thought right now. I'm not getting roasted in the comments, so I guess that it's not a terrible take.
Right. Yep. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time.
All right, Sean from Kentucky, you call anytime, all right?
Thanks, man. Bye.
Good caller. All right. Well, thank you, Sean and Mark, there for saving me, so I didn't have to talk about more Christmas tree stuff. Tim's doing dishes. He's doing dishes. He's washing the bowls. What's up, Tim? All right. Legendary ball coach right there. A national championship winning ball coach, might I add. Give me 1 second, guys. We're going to end the show pretty special here. We're done taking calls. Appreciate all the callers. Un momento. Quick work break. Just heard the last 2 minutes. And you heard it. It was good there. All right, hold on. Un momento. Don't go anywhere, Tim. Especially you, Tim. I'm trying to find a Mark with Glasses video. And I Can't find it. Is it under EA? I can't find it. So, all right, I'm going to show you guys one clip real quick because I can't find the actual clip that I'm looking for. Look at this. So, this is Tim Hyde in the corner there. This is the college football playoff semifinals. Check the score. 5.5 minutes left. Right? 3rd and 2. Look at this defense Oregon's playing. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across the line. And the safety is like 6 yards off. And I'm thinking, I think the 2 tight ends did a mesh concept, and I just sent Bo Collins on a go. Look, no one's covering Bo Collins. Look at Steve Angeli. What does he do? Quick read. Boom. I'm hyped. Bo Collins hits a little strut here. Fumble. I was so pissed. Look at me. I could not believe it. This was the most unbelievable thing that had ever happened. I just couldn't help but laugh. Dude, this was such crap, though. I challenged it. You gonna tell me he's not in the end zone right there? He's got the ball. It's over the plane. Oh, I was... Still won, by the way. Still won. Still won in overtime. I came back from that, and we still got the win. So, there you go. Folks, if you have not done so yet, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel for more content. That is going to end the show there. Fun one, folks. Thank you, everyone, for calling in. You never know what to expect on the call-in show. Some questions I'm prepared for. Some I'm definitely not. But you guys did a great job calling in with some awesome stuff. So that's going to end it there. Appreciate you guys. And I will be live next on Tuesday with my boy Tim Hyde. See you, everyone.